Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the success that is Raiti's rides. And I'm basically going to spill all of Joe's secrets and explain what exactly he has done to put himself in a position where he will soon potentially overtake Doug DeMuro as the #1 car reviewer on YouTube. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Now, I know that I just made a very big claim at the beginning of the video saying that Raiti's rides will soon potentially overtake Doug DeMuro as the #1 car reviewer on YouTube. But here's the deal. Within the last month, Raiti's rides channel has accumulated about 10 million views. Doug DeMuro's channel, on the other hand, has accumulated about 14 million views roughly. So yes, Doug DeMuro is still technically in the lead, but Doug DeMuro has been experiencing a decline over the last few years with his viewership. I made a video about it. If you are interested in me going deep into that topic, go watch that video. But on the other hand, Raiti's rides has been steadily increasing each and every single year, and it looks like there is nothing stopping him. And so let's figure out exactly why this is happening. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you already know all about Raiti's rides and basically Joe's background, but to just very quickly go over it, he's been a car enthusiast pretty much his entire life, and he had a career as a teacher, and he did that for a very long time, but then he slowly transitioned from that teaching career into doing these YouTube video reviews, and he basically took his teaching style and tweaked it a little bit and made it work for YouTube review format, and it works exceptionally well. He has his wife Lori as his videographer, and so they are an unstoppable team making these YouTube reviews. And again, that's just a very brief overview. So now that we have a little bit of background and I guess a setup for today's somewhat dramatic video, what is the secret sauce behind Raiti's rides? And I already kind of touched base on one of the points, and that is the fact that he took his teaching style and basically just kind of molded it to work for YouTube car reviews. And like I said, this works amazingly well because guess what teachers do? They take boring information and they make it engaging so that students will learn something. And yes, cars are very exciting, but there's a lot of things about cars that aren't exciting, and there's a lot of cars that aren't exciting. But what Joe does is he makes every single car exciting and every single part of every single car exciting because he has mastered the skill of turning things from being boring bits of information to exciting and engaging information. And it really works. It's as if, again, we are all students in a classroom and he is a teacher that is at the front of the classroom with tons of energy that absolutely loves what he does for a living because, yes, he does love the journalism stuff. He loves what he does for a living. And so you can really feel that when you're watching the videos. He's not like sitting there like just super stiff in a monotone voice and just going, here's the engine bay, it has this much horsepower, right? He's all over the place, and it absolutely works. So video formatting is top notch, but that is actually not enough to differentiate him from other YouTubers and to cause him to be as successful as he has been, because there are frankly a lot of really solid car journalists out there making YouTube videos now that are really good at giving walkarounds, that keep things exciting and engaging and just make the whole process of watching these reviews fun. So again, this is very important for his success, but it's not enough to basically skyrocket him past Doug DeMuro like he is on trajectory to do. The next big thing that Joe has done amazingly well is just be consistent on multiple fronts. So first off, his video formatting is extremely consistent. Now, yes, he does technically have a couple different types of videos. He has his like walk around videos, and then he has his on throttle videos, which will contain the walk around video plus some driving. And then he does have his Q&A videos, but he has a pretty predictable video format. We know exactly what's going to happen within the videos. Now, yes, he does kind of throw some curveballs within the videos where he throws in his like Twinkie jokes and everything, and you don't exactly know if it's going to happen in a video or when it's going to happen, right? And so you're always kind of like on edge because of that. But at the same time, there's enough known in the video, like, you know, okay, he's going to start at this point in the car, then he's going to go to this point in the car, and then he's going to go to that part of the car, where you have like this sense of home in a sense, right? It's comfortable. And again, that is something that he learned from being a teacher. You've got to mix known with unknown to basically make it so that people feel comfortable, but then also on edge enough to keep things exciting. So that's the first thing. Video formatting, very, very consistent. And then on top of that, his upload schedule has also been extremely consistent. He has been uploading a video per day for years at this point, and sometimes he uploads multiple videos. His whole kind of thing with uploading is he basically just uploads whatever he has. And yes, he does take days off like every single person, even though it doesn't seem like he takes days off. And so, yeah, he might save a few videos here and there, but I've actually kind of talked to him about this a little bit. And it seems like what he does for the most part is he just gets just enough videos to tide him over into the next day that he knows he's going to be filming cars. And then he just releases at that point, which is kind of nerve-wracking for me because I save videos just in case, but he's never going to be off throttle. He knows that he's always going to be on throttle. I had to make the joke in the video at one point. And so, again, that consistent upload schedule is super important for YouTube because YouTube pushes daily content creation. I know that you guys probably have heard a lot of YouTubers talk about how daily content isn't the thing anymore, but YouTube does still push it quite a bit. And plus, from a viewership perspective, if you're subscribed to his channel, you know that you're at least going to get one video per day. So you have a reason to go to his channel every single day. And so, yeah, just a really smart move on that part. Now, if you basically copy and pasted Mr. Joe Raiti's video format and his consistency, then you actually would become a relatively successful automotive journalist, but you still would not be on his level. Because the next layer of his secret sauce is the fact that he has amazing relationships with a bunch of different automakers that give him early access to cars. And early access is everything in the automotive journalism world, because if you are one of the first or the first people to post content on a newly released car, you have pretty much a guaranteed chance of your content going viral. If you look at all of his viral videos over the last few months, they're all cars that he got early access to, like the new Mustang, for example. He was one of the first people to post 2 different reviews on 2 different packages on the new Mustang, and one of those videos I'm pretty sure already has like 1 million views on it within like a week's time, which is just absolutely crazy. I mean, that again is literally Doug Jamiro levels of viewership, and that's why he's passing off Mr. Quirks and Features, right? And so this is really important, and it cannot be understated how difficult this is to do, because he's had to spend years slowly building up the relationships with a bunch of different manufacturers, building their trust, going to a bunch of auto shows to talk to them, and going to a bunch of their events to, again, talk to them so he can put himself in this position where they are going to invite him and not other people when they release a new car. And on top of that, earlier in the video, I talked about how he has this video format that he's honed to perfection. And because he has this video format that he's really good at executing on, it allows him to review cars at an extremely quick rate, which automakers absolutely love. And so automakers at this point know that if they invite him to an event, they can give him a car for 20-30 minutes and he's going to pump out a video. They don't have to give him a car for 4 to 5 hours like they have to do with a lot of other media outlets and people like Doug Jamiro. And again, I'm not trying to make this like a knocking on Doug Jamiro video, but he's talked about his video format where he has to have like 4+ hours to review a car. That is not the case with Joe. Joe can literally just knock it out just like that, one take. It's absolutely crazy, but he does it. And so it's, again, really friendly to automakers. And so all of these automakers now know, okay, if I invite Joe to an event, then he's not only going to be able to review this car insanely quick, he's also going to be able to post that video right away, and he's going to be able to get a ton of hits on that video, which is good for us. And so it's this, again, back and forth relationship that benefits both parties, because Joe now gets a bunch of viral content from early access, and then these manufacturers get a bunch of hits on that content in a way that's really easy for them, where they really don't have to put in all that much work. Now that we know a majority of the secret sauce, and again, there are other little things, but I don't want this video to be like 3 hours long, so we're not going to discuss every little detail. let's talk about Joe's future, or the future rather, of the Raity's Rides channel. So he's most likely going to hit 1 million subscribers within the next 6 months roughly. And this is where there's, I guess, a little bit of uncertainty, because some YouTubers, when they hit 1 million subscribers, they just pull back a massive amount because that's what they wanted. They wanted that 1 million subscriber number. And then as soon as they reach the goal, they're like, oh, well, I guess that was it. I guess it's time to move on. I don't think that's going to be the case with Joe because, well, first off, you can tell he's extremely driven with how many videos he posts per week. But on top of that, he's just really passionate about cars, and he's really passionate about teaching people. And so I can see him doing this for a very long time into the foreseeable future. I think this is going to be one of those things where he's just going to keep doing it potentially until he just doesn't exist on this planet anymore. Like I could seriously see that with how much he just loves the whole car world. And I think that would be really exciting for us if we could continue to get content for decades to come. Now, that being said, I do think there are going to be some changes to his content over the next few months and potentially next few years that we've already been seeing. So first off, when Joe started, he was mostly doing videos with dealerships because that was the only way he could get access to cars. And if you guys have noticed, he's slowly phased out the dealerships and moved towards just doing, you know, the auto shows and then the manufacturer release events and then also press cars, which there's nothing wrong with that with his type of content. And so I think this trend's going to continue where he's working less and less with dealers and more with the manufacturers. And I could see a Raity's Rides in the future where he pretty much just does manufacturer releases and that's it. And I don't see that as a problem because if you look at his views per video, all of his videos that have massive amount of views that are pretty much carrying the channel are all these early releases. And so if he continues to just focus on early releases and then make other videos as he wants, then his channel is going to continue to be successful. And so I don't really ever see there being, again, a quote-unquote downfall of Raity's Rides in the future unless he just doesn't want to make videos anymore, which I just don't really see that happening. And so overall, he has a lot of control in terms of the direction at which he can like move his channel, which a lot of review channels don't exactly have that freedom. And so again, props to him for being smart to like place himself in a position where he has a lot of options to basically make it so he can be successful. He can be like, he can work as much as he wants and make as many videos as he wants and he will win, or he could work as little as he wants and make as few videos as he would want and he would still be really successful. He's definitely in a sweet spot. That being said, that's going to sum things up with today's video. I want you guys to let me know what you think about these types of videos. If you want me to kind of analyze other channels, since that's basically what I do for, well, obviously I make the car reviews, but I also just like to analyze stuff because that's just, I'm a math nerd, okay? I was gonna be a physics major before I jumped into this car world. But anyways, I'll see you.